What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Zach. Wow! Just from one day ago to now, I'm in shock because just one day ago, we were at 669 subscribers. And guess where we're at right now? We are at 673 subscribers just in one day. Wow. I'm in shock of just how much subscribers have went up. That much, up 4 subscribers up in one day. I'm shocked, and I cannot say thank you enough to each every one of you for all the likes, for all the shares, the comments, for all of the subscribers from day one. And like I said, I know back when I first started, this was back when I first started. I was showing you my workouts, and again, I had to change my workouts. I had to change my content, and again, that's understandable, completely understandable. But I saw again of how many people that I was able to motivate, inspire, and how many people I was just helping through everything. Whether, it was one I remember was asking me, how do you deal with bullies or mean people? Well, again, I've dealt with that. Those situations. With being in a wheelchair, I dealt with those. And unfortunately, yes, people are like that. But that's when you got to keep your chin up because, again, there's great people out there. There's people out there that will see you in a wheelchair, for example. And I'm trying to use me as an example on this. There's people out there that will see you in a wheelchair and they still see you as you. In other words, there's people out there that when they see you in that wheelchair, they will put you in a position where you may, you'll forget that wheelchair is even there. Because for that moment, you realize there's good people out there that's going to treat you just as one of them, whether you're walking or not. And you know what? Like I said, I know a lot of those great people because I've known that, because I know a lot of those great people, and I've known them for my whole life, and I'm one lucky person to know those people, those same individuals today. those same individuals see the hell that I go through, see the all the problems that I've always faced, and they turn my problems into their problems, and they help me face those issues that those situations I have. And I know a lot of times you might see me, look sideways like that, but I do that sometimes when I'm trying to think, trying to think how to put things in words. I see a lot of people that, or I know a lot of people that, they see my situations and they think, okay, your situation is now our situation. And what messes with you is going to mess with me. And when it messes with me, I don't play nice. Because I've been in your situation. Or I've been somewhat in your, in the same situation. And that's how I feel about everybody, When I do this with my YouTube channel, even if I've never been in your situation or situations, I still try to, envision that situation in my mind and think, okay, this is your situation or situations that you're going through. And this is how, you handle things. And maybe that way you're handling things may not work out for you. And it may not be working out for you. But if I was in your situations, here's how I would handle things. Here's how I would handle those same situations. The way the way everybody handles those situations is different. For example, somebody might go through situations, and they might have the roughest time with them. Maybe you might go through years of dealing with a lot of judgmental people, or just mean people, and maybe you're not sure how to handle that. Maybe you have a certain way of handling things, but again, maybe there's somebody else that's been in your situations and they got through it just fine. Maybe they got through those situations better than what you did, easier. Maybe it was easier for them to get through those situations than what it was for you. And you know what? That's understandable. Completely 100% understandable that it was easier for a certain person or persons to get through situations than it was for you to get through situations. Because again, you think about it, we only know someone's name, not their story. And we all have a 100% different and also 100% true story about us. Now, with that said, again, there's always questions that can be asked. Like I said, you only know someone's name, not their story. But we all have a 100% different, but also 100% true story about us. With that said, also, whatever questions that you have for someone, don't be afraid to ask those questions. Again, there's no right or wrong questions to ask. There's also no right or wrong answers to those questions. Especially when you don't understand something, ask, and ask until you understand those, the answer to those questions. Let's say you ask a question and someone gives you the answer that's to that question. Maybe that answer to that question that they give you, you don't understand. And that's okay not to understand. And maybe you don't understand that answer that they give you. Okay. Ask until you understand that answer. Ask, maybe they can have different ways they can explain things. And, again, it's okay not to understand things. But when you don't understand, ask. Ask. Ask the questions that you don't understand. Again, I know easier said than done. Because again, we're all 100% human with a 100% different and also 100% true story about us. So it's okay to not understand something. But at the same time, when you don't understand something, ask questions. Ask as many questions as you need to understand what that person says. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with asking tons of questions. You ask until you understand what's being said. So, with that said, just keep being you. Keep the positive attitude. Keep smiling. Because you never know what someone goes through. Like I said, you only know someone's name, not their story. But we all have a 100% different, also 100% true story about us. Like I said, for me, in my, example, for me, I went through about 19 years worth of heartbreak. And yeah, I had a lot of people judge me. I was judged by a lot of females. Excuse me, no offense towards anybody, let me put it that way. But again, there's also so many great people out there on that. There's so many females out there that are excellent. They don't judge. They see you as you. And that's something that I've always known. But that was always hard for me. Because I'm so used to so many people being judgmental. That's where my mind was, But, as I went through the hell that I went through, I've been able to set my mind to say, look, that's what you went through. But there's so many good things out there. There's so many good people out there. This is where your focus can be now. And you know what? That's where my focus is. On the good things. Because there's good people out there. A hell of a lot of good people. And you know what? I say that like that in a positive way because there is a lot of good, great people out there. Um, I, and a lot of great people that I've known for the last 37 years. Um, you know, a lot of, in those 37 years, I grew up with a lot of people. Um, and still today, I get the chance to interact and I meaning talk to those people. You know, and yeah, everybody's scattered. You know, we're all different places, in other words. But here's the thing. You know there's good people out there. Because whenever you go through something or whatever the case may be, and they know about it, guess what? They're right there. They're still right there. Whether it's a call, a text, you know, even a message on different social medias, whatever the case may be, they're right there. And you know what? Like I said, I've even noticed that here on YouTube. You know, like I said, when I had to, you know, change my content from, you know, showing you my workouts to now, um, yeah, I lost a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I also gained a lot of people. Um, and I cannot say thank you enough to each and every one of you for all the, again, for all the likes, the shares, the comments, all the subscribers, and all of the support that y'all have given me. Uh, you know, as I've told you, uh, that I want to make this into a working, paying job. Because again, for the number one reason, and that is because I love to help people. You know, that's what I've been, you know, that's how I was born and raised. You know, again, that's not what I've been through, but that's how I was born and raised. And that's how I'm always going to be. So, to everyone watching this, I want you to always remember, you'll always have good people in your corner. And those good people are the people that you want to stick with. And with that said, you've always got me in your corner. No matter what you go through, no matter what you've been through, I'm right here in your corner. You know, maybe it's things that you've been through. Tell me, you know, if it's something that you've been through, or even multiple things. tell me. And especially if it's something that's bothering you, tell me and we'll talk through it. Because what we go through, we get through. What we go through, we get through. It might take more than one session, here on YouTube to get through that certain thing or things. But guess what? No matter how long it takes, we're going to get through it. And we're going to keep pushing no matter how long it takes. Push through it until you get through it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to keep pushing every step until we get through everything that we go through. No matter what you're faced with. No matter what I mean. In other words, no matter your situations. If and when something gets to you, tell me. And we're going to get through it. Because I'm with you every step of the way. What we go through, we get through. Yeah, you're going to have haters. That happens to all of us. But at the same time, you also have those people. You also have that group of people, even the big group of people that want to see you succeed, and they see what you go through, and yet guess what? They're right there with you through every storm you go through, and that's exactly what I'm here for. Whatever storms that you go through, I'm going through with you. So keep being you. Keep smiling. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate that so much. And again, to everybody that does hit that subscribe button, I will subscribe back to your YouTube channel if I haven't already subscribed yet. Now, if you comment and I see I've already subscribed, for example, I will still reply to your comments. If I haven't subscribed, I will subscribe, but at the same time, reply to your comments if you comment as well. So either way, I got you. I got you. So with that said, keep being you and let nothing or no one hold you back. And I hope that you know and always know that I'm proud of you. And you're probably thinking again, you really don't know me. 100% true. But with that said, I see your comments. I see all that goes on. When people comment saying, hey, you helped me do this, you helped me do that. In other words, you helped me through this or helped me through that. And I see that right there, those kind of comments tell me, you know what? You helped me. And that tells me right there that you're trying to do better than what you was. before you met me here on YouTube. And that's what I love doing. I love to be able to motivate, inspire, and try to help everybody through everything that you go through or also been through. Because, like I said, even the past sneaks up on everybody. And with that said, sometimes, more than sometimes, the past will sneak up on a lot more people than what a lot realize. Then again, yes, there are a lot of people out there that do realize the past sneaks up on a lot of people. But you know, those kind of people that realize it, there's a lot of people that will realize it and they will help you through whatever it is that you're going through. They're riding with you through everything. They're gonna ride shotgun with you every step when they see that you're going through something. But then again, there's those people that see you go through all kinds of hell, and a lot of people unfortunately will laugh and think, they're going through this or going through that, you know, um, and they think, I've been through that. That's nothing, you know. Um, Again, you only know someone's name, not their story. And we all have a 100% different, but also 100% true story about us. And as I've said a little bit ago, some people might laugh and say, why did they, go through this? Why did they go through that? That's nothing. Well, again, that might be true for some people. And think, when they hear someone's situation, think, that's nothing. I've been through that. That's nothing. In other words, yes, to them might be nothing because they've been through those situations and they got through them real easy. But again, there's people in situations that have difficult times getting through those situations, or it takes them a lot longer to go through those situations. And I say that because a lot of people go through a lot of things, and those situations, those situations that take, that are big situations, just a lot of people, might take them months, might take them years, might take them weeks. It all depends on how much, what that person goes through, or, depends on what their situations are. Will also be, okay, whatever their situations are, will, can determine how long it's going to take for them to get through it. And like I said, that's something you don't know. And that goes for everyone. Like I said, you only know someone's name, not their story. But we all have a 100% different, also 100% true story about us. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. I can't think of the right word. Sometimes that can be overwhelming. I can 100% understand that. And I get it, you know, when I talk about things that I went through, it can be overwhelming. But you know what? Again, we only know someone's name, not their story. And that story can be, it can be something else. I mean, it can be aggravating. But you know what? Keep being you and let nothing or no one hold you back. I'm proud of you. Much love to everyone. Keep a smile on your face. You know, I'm always going to be here. And I'm always going to be, you know, posting here on YouTube. Like I said, some days are going to be a lot more than others because, you know, again, as I told you, you know, I messed up my elbow. And, you know, with that said, when I have surgery, you know, it's going to take me probably 4 to 6 weeks to get recovery. But with that said, I mean, I'll be able to post it on YouTube before, you know, in that time. But if it takes me a while to get to post, you know, you don't see me for a little bit here on YouTube after December, you know, from the middle of December on, you know, it might take me about a week or two. So if you don't see me for a week or two, that's why. But with that said, even then when I'm not posting here on YouTube, I still will be answering comments. Also, subscribing back to anybody else that subscribes back to me. So keep being you. Much love. I appreciate each and every one of you. My name is Zach. Keep being you. Much love. And let's get it.